we're diving into the world of PrizePicks, specifically focusing on fantasy score. If you're new to PrizePicks, you just want to understand how fantasy scores work, you've come to the right place, so let's get started. First off, what exactly is PrizePicks? PrizePicks is a daily fantasy sports platform where you can bet on the performance of athletes fantasy sports. You don't have to build an entire team. Instead, you predict whether a player's performance will be over or under a given statistic. Now let's talk about fantasy score. This is the metric used by PrizePicks to evaluate a player's overall performance in a game, combining various statistics into one comprehensive score. Fantasy score takes into account different aspects of a player's performance, such as points scored, assists, rebounds, steals, blocks, and sometimes turnovers, depending on the sport. Each action has a specific value assigned to it. For example, in basketball, the fantasy score might break down like this: points scored 1 point each, rebounds is equals to 1.2 points each, assists is equals to 1.5 points each, steals is 3 points each, and blocks is 3 points each, and lastly, turnover 1 point each. These values can vary depending on the sport and the specific rules set by PrizePicks. When you see a player's projected fantasy score on PrizePicks, it's an estimate of how well they'll perform based on these criteria. Your job is to predict if the player will score more or less than the projected fantasy score. Let's go through an example. Say, LeBron James has a projected fantasy score of 45. You decide if he will go over or under that score. If you predict correctly, you win. To make a pick, simply select the player, choose over or under, and then submit your entry. You can combine multiple picks into one entry for a chance at a bigger payout. And that's a wrap on our guide to fantasy scores on PrizePicks. And that's all there is to it. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.